Hey y'all, welcome to Shaping Shenanigans.
I'm Janae,
I'm Katie.
And I'm Aria.
and today we're talking about DEI.
Woo-hoo.
So, should we get started with the shenanigan of the month? How everybody's month going so far?
My month is, I will say, off to an okay start. Definitely was a rough last month, so I'm just trying to take it easy as much as possible this month.
I feel that. I feel like my month has been, as I've been at this new job, it's been picking up a lot
Hmm.
more. And it is treatment plan time, so I have a bunch of treatment plans back to back to back to back to back. And so that's great. What about you,
Yay.
Katie?
Life's just been lifing, you know. It's been a busy month, both in my work life and also in my personal life. So it's just been overall just really crazy. But I think we're kind of going into like a slower season, hopefully. So,
Yeah. Well, let's just dive right into the topic today because it is a good one.
Yes.
I'm going to let Katie take this over since we are talking about the changes within the BACB and DEI. So, Katie, update us on what's going on.
so if you are not aware, every so often, the board will send out a newsletter to kind of just give like, updates that are going on like in the BCBA world, as well as like, updates from the board and like different like regulations and things that we have to follow, requirements that we have to keep up with. And as a behavior analyst, we have to get 32 continuing education units every recertification cycle. In their March 2022 newsletter, the BACB, the Board for Behavior Analysts, were trying to rework the different CEUs or those continuing education units that we have to get and kind of refocus them. And so for those that do not know, there's different categories of those CEUs that we have to get. So we have to get a supervision category if we're going to be like supervising RBTs, supervising trainees. You also have to get an ethics CEU category, and that's like for like our ethical code, making sure we're following those ethics according to our ethics code. And then in this March 2022 newsletter, they had proposed and passed that they were going to add in a DEI category to kind of further enhance the cultural competence portion of our ethical code as behavior analysts. However, in March of this year, so 3 years after they sent out this newsletter, they decided that they no longer were going to separate DEI into its own category, and they were just going to group it back under ethics like it originally was. So it's been kind of like a turmoil, and they've received some backlash for that. And so we're kind of just going to open up the floor and kind of talk about, why that's a huge deal, why they thought that, separating it and then putting it back was like the best move as a field, and why it's important for us to have an emphasis on DEI, especially because we do work with, different people from all different kinds of backgrounds. And the fact that our field literally works with people who have a disability or like are not neurotypical. So DEI literally encompasses them. So
Yeah. I think I would like to kind of start with exactly what is DEI because I think so many times people think of it as a race thing, like a black and white thing, when that's not what it is. Like you said, it encompasses those disabilities, women,
which also makes up most of our field.
Right. So it's just so many other things, but people see it as a race thing to kind of separate it.
Yeah.
But it ensures that everybody's kind of getting those equal opportunities to say. And it's not even, a lot of people see it as, oh, because you're black or you're Hispanic, you're just going to get the job or you're just going to get whatever it is. And it's not even that. It's, hey, we're going to take a look at you. It doesn't guarantee you're getting hired. It doesn't guarantee you're getting into a program. It's just the system was created on the good old boys where it's like, hey, you're my friend, you're my frat brother. Okay, you got the job. And so DEI was more so created to give everybody that equal opportunity to be looked at, not even get whatever it is, but to just simply be looked at.
Right.
So I think a lot of times we forget that it encompasses much more than just a race thing, like disability, older people. So when you're thinking about DEI, think about your grandparents, like, or think about you because you're eventually gonna get and who knows what your life is gonna be like. So
Exactly.
I think just getting that understanding kind of helps as well. But as it relates to ABA, it just sucks.
It really does.
It sucks because I think a lot of times, and this is just not everybody, we are a woman dominated field, a white woman dominated field, and we work with a lot more minorities than anything. I think since I've been in this field, majority of my patients or my clients have been Indian, Hispanic, Black versus I've probably had 3 Caucasian kids, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like just knowing some of those little things of taking your shoes off before coming into certain families' homes. So being able to educate yourself on that and having it be kind of a requirement, because sometimes if it's not a requirement, are you truly going to do it?
Right.
I think that's kind of my standpoint on it. But it's just so much, so much. What are your thoughts, Erin?
Mine very similar to yours, but mostly for me, I think it's kind of like a slap in the face because yeah, we do work in a field predominantly women, who oftentimes don't look like us. We're working with the families that may not have all the resources, so it's like we're stripping something away from communities, from people that actually need these things as well. And then another thing that I think about when it comes to like DEI, as it relates to like our ethical code, like it talks about like our cultural, like our responsibility to not have like cultural biases and things like that. So to completely like remove DEI from our scope or whatever it that like everything that entails, I think once again it's just like a slap in the face. Like, how are we upholding these ethical codes and the accountability aspect of it? Like, I think that's like what you were basically saying, Janae. Like, when it comes to like the accountability of it, just because someone says like, oh, you're supposed to do XYZ, are you really going to do it? It's just like if you you approach a stop sign, if the police isn't there, like, are you really stopping?
Baby,
I
I'm
mean,
rolling stop here. Rolling stop.
so, yeah, so it's just like, who is holding us, continuing to hold us? I say myself because yes, I am a minority, but there are other, cultures that I'm not completely updated on. I try my best to make sure that I am, you know, like understanding the relevance of certain cultural things as it relates to other people, because I want to have that compassion for them and making sure, all of those things. So I think just really feel like it's like, yeah, we're taking it out, but oh, here you go. You still have to do it, but who's actually doing the work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
because also I come in, obviously, I'm a white female.
What? Are you really?
I am a white woman in America.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
And so I often find myself like thinking like, okay, I need to think about like what I'm saying and like how I'm saying things, like, and making sure that my families are understanding that yes, I am white in America, but I'm also trying to like understand.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it's really important, because although like I may be putting in the work, my other white colleagues may not. And so like I've even like overheard like comments and stuff, and it's like not that they were trying to be rude, it's just they're ignorant, like they just don't know.
Yeah.
Which is not an excuse, especially being in a field where we have so many like people of different backgrounds and cultures, and exactly that, like, do I need to take my shoes off when I come into the home?
Yeah.
Is it rude to not
Deny food. Yeah.
or to accept a bottle of water, or and I think if we're not all putting in the work, it just like y'all said, if it's not a requirement, no one's actually gonna do it. Because like even I'm guilty of like, okay, I need to hurry up and get my CEUs. Where's the free CEUs? Where's the easiest one that I can just watch this video real quick, take this quiz, and I get my CEU.
Yeah.
Like yes, it checks all the boxes.
But did it check
It
the
gets me my
boxes?
recertification.
Yeah.
But is it being beneficial to my clients? Is it being beneficial to the people that I work with?
Yeah.
To the families I'm going to interact with on my day-to-day basis?
For sure.
Yeah. And I think I even want to take race out of it, even you being a white woman or just white in general.
Yeah.
I'm also like know when my biases come in, you know?
Mhm.
So like I learned once that certain cultures you can't use your left hand. You only use it to do like go to the bathroom and things like that. But outside of that, you don't use that left hand.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's certain stuff even I feel like minorities are more vigilant of it because in life we just have to be more vigilant of things. So we're more vigilant of, okay, well maybe this is a different culture, maybe they do something different.
Right.
But it's still, okay, I'm of an African American culture, I do it this way. Indian or Asian family or even a Hispanic family might do it a different way. Or even like in the household where you see like the grandparents are there and things
I
like
was
that.
just thinking
It's like,
about that.
okay, well how to get them involved too, because now they're also in the household a lot of times. Grandparents are grandparents, right?
Yeah.
The baby don't give the babies away regardless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? So, okay, now how do I teach the grandparent? How do I incorporate the grandparent and things like that? Or even, I was really big into like looking into different cultures and stuff. And I even learned like certain cultures, you shouldn't show the bottom of your shoe because it's a sign of disrespect. So it's just like, just those little things, you can be completely disrespectful about.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like also completely agree with everything that you said, but I feel like also two other big components is including it into your programming. And then also we always talk about how, we're building rapport with our families.
Yeah.
You don't just come out straight out the back like, hey, yeah, so this is what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
I know everything.
Yeah.
That's not what that's about. I feel like to really build that relationship, it should be a level of understanding, whether you agree with it, whether you completely understand it, you should seek to understand.
Yeah.
That way,
Most
when you're
definitely.
coming in to like your family meetings and parent trainings and things of that nature, there's a level of one, initial respect. And then two, yeah, we may have our differences, we may have different viewpoints on things, but the common goal is this right here. So let us collaborate and work together
Yeah.
to have that understanding.
Because at the end of the day, I'm home.
Okay.
That chocolate is here with you.
My bag is gonna be right here on my shoulder. Okay.
So it's like, okay, is this gonna work with you? And I think
Yeah.
even in the everyday hustle and bustle of American life, and it's like you're trying to get parents involved, you're trying to teach these things, but okay, is that going to work with you? Because culturally, America is about the money, about the
Yeah.
business. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
going, we're going, we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, what's gonna help you help your kid while you're going? So even like those little things, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like so many things you have to learn.
Yeah. Or even like, cause like some cultures, they don't just think one mode is the best solution.
Yeah.
And as a parent, once again, that's your child. You're with your child far more longer than I will ever be with your child. You know what's best for your child. So if you want to try this ancient ritual
Yeah.
from, somewhere else, who am I to sit here and say, oh, no, you don't do that? Like, no, we should seek to understand and see where we show up and in our realm of like ABA or our science.
Yeah.
How do we show up and how do we assist in the midst of parents and families practicing certain things that may not necessarily fit in the box of
Yeah.
what ABA is?
Yeah. And I think too, sometimes you're just in your own world, and it's not even like a negative thing, but you're just in your own world doing what you need to do, doing what you feel like you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and sometimes you miss other things until you're told those things. So, like for instance, the hand thing. I didn't know that until I was told that. So now moving forward, a lot of times with family, if I see like a kid is ambidextrous, I go, hey, is there a preference on the hand you prefer us to use? You know, just because I don't want to be like, well, they use this hand more often than this hand, so we're just going to go with that. Like, granted, you will want to, but in certain cultures, no.
Yeah.
It ain't that way.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a big thing. I feel like with the BACV, I'm going to shift a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like you were saying, kind of a slap in the face because now you tell us that, okay, this is going to be a thing. And then you come back and like, oh, sorry, gotcha.
Yeah.
We going to take it out. Like, granted, I get it's a lot going on in the world. It's a huge deal. But it sometimes feels like nobody wants to fight.
Yeah.
And everybody just wants to go along with what's going to be the easy.
Yes, I'm so
And
glad
the
you said
easy is not always the best thing.
Exactly.
So I listened to the podcast that the BACB has because they obviously put out an episode about it because they had a lot of backlash. And something they said that, swayed their decision to remove it was the fact that a lot of states are taking away licensure.
Yeah.
And so they said rather than take away licensure and not be able to practice in the state, they decided, I don't know how much fighting was on behind the scenes. This is just what they said in their podcast. They decided to go ahead and just take it out. But they said that you have that option
Yeah.
to do it in your culture competence of the ethical code, but then it goes back to who's actually doing
it. Yeah.
like who's actually doing it.
Yeah.
I can even relate that back to like just of actual, once again, taking the race out of it. If I don't work with a certain type of, like I have a diverse caseload right now, but if, say for instance, I will say, I don't have a child or I'm getting a kid of another race that I've never had before or another religion, cultural background that I've ever had. And do I wait to seek those opportunities of learning? Or do I am I actively like, oh, well, I might have this type of experience so let me go and look for it now.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
What does waiting look like? Waiting typically in those situations look like I do something, family comes back and like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So you like waiting in these situations are mistakes.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So it's very tricky. And unfortunately, life is very tricky,
Hmm.
and it's just like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
This is what the school books don't tell you.
Books don't tell you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a topic for another time.
We done made it through school, so we all right. So yeah, I don't know. It can go into a lot of different directions for me, and I try not to be on my soapbox too much
No.
about things.
Let me pull your microphone up.
No, but I just think, and I will say this: me first getting into this field when I was back home, I had a BCBA, and I loved her to death.
Hmm.
She was amazing. But so we used to do team meetings. We did at home, but we used to do team meetings. So once a week, we'll all get together at the family house. We'll show family programs. The BCBA will show us how like she wants to do things, just so we all can be on the same page. But she literally talked to the family and was like, "Hey, we would like to learn more about your culture." And one of our family meetings was them teaching us about the culture.
I think that's
And it
huge.
was just like, wow,
That's
Yeah.
really awesome.
wow.
That's huge.
Yeah, never had that since.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's a little harder now because just
Yeah.
text and scheduling and all this stuff. I felt like it was simpler times back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My gosh.
No, seriously.
No, but I was like, that's so cool because we need to know this stuff.
For
Like,
sure.
That's
we
amazing.
learned that because the girl with the first child, unfortunately, the grandparents weren't too involved because in that culture, if it's not a boy,
It is what it is.
whatever,
Yeah.
you know. So like, and then on top of that, she has autism.
Yeah.
So it was just like a big taboo within that culture. But it was really cool.
And
Do I
that-
remember some of the stuff? Some of it.
Yeah.
But it was just like certain things will trigger, you know, what you learn. You don't remember everything from elementary school. But certain things, if you gotta help a kid with homework, you can be like, okay, I remember this.
Yeah,
You're right.
Like, little triggers, you know.
For sure.
So I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm sure their family was like they really want to know
Yeah.
Yeah.
about our culture and, that type of thing. I'm sure they were like happy
It was cool.
that someone cared enough.
I'm gonna use that. I think that's really good.
It is. And I've always tried to like figure out how I can like incorporate that, but it's just so hard. I probably can do it now. I just need nothing because it's like one take to one kid, and so it'll be easier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like also in doing that, like your text will also have more buy-in and like see the why too. Because I think also like for us, yes, to like be culturally aware, but also for the text to be as well.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it makes a difference. It makes me think about when I was an RBT, I had a patient and they just ate certain things like in their culture. And one time, I knew because I have previously worked with this culture in the past, so I was like privy to certain foods that they ate and the actual name of them.
Yeah.
And so, I remember, I'm filling out their daily form or whatever, and I see, the previous tick wrote that the kid ate bread. And I was like, how dare you say that this child ate bread? It's not bread. And I was offended. And I'm like, I was just thinking, not like it's, some people may say, oh, that's not a big deal. But in the sense of
Yeah.
that's what they eat,
Yeah.
why would you label it as, and if you don't know, seek to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ask,
no, that part.
hey, what is, does anyone know what this is? I mean, shoot, you can even Google it, like whatever the case may be, but
Yeah.
it wasn't dosa, it was roti.
Okay.
And I was even more offended because I'm like, roti don't look nothing like a loaf of bread. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's a roast. They said bread and dip, and I was,
Uh,
I was like, oh. So I'm just backspacing and I'm typing like they ate this. Like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that this is what it was because I saw what the leftover food.
Yeah.
But like even things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you gotta teach your kids.
yeah,
Especially if
exactly.
you're teaching them to request stuff and this is what they're eating.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be at home talking about, I want bread.
Like,
and
mama,
dip."
give me bread, right?
Yeah.
Give me pancakes. Like, no, this is not Jiffy or
yeah.
Hungry Jack. This is,
Like I've literally had a program for a kid where we taught them their cultural food. So we would like break it down on the back so the tech can know how to say it. And you would do a recording. So it's like, okay, if you can't pronounce it, you can listen back to it real
Yeah.
quick. Or even like teaching them like their parents' names. Okay, safety. Something happened, you get lost. Hey,
Exactly.
what's your mom's name? What's your dad's name? Okay, hey, how do you pronounce your name? Can
Yeah.
we get a recording of you saying your name? Because we want to make sure we're saying it
Knowing it,
right,
yeah.
so we can teach the kid the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. I feel like, I feel like we had a kid at some point in time. I could be thinking about another situation, but it was some kid and I think they were saying their parents' name wrong. And they was just like, whatever. Like, no, it's not whatever. What if somebody said your name
I
wrong?
feel like we did. have
Yeah,
to
like, you
do
know what
that,
I'm talking
yeah.
about? But I'm like, even it's, yeah, like, what?
Yeah, and like with like the kids' names too. Of like we're actually experiencing this right now. A situation where we had a kid from the another culture and not on my specific team, but on another team in my clinic. And they were like, "Oh, like, well, this is how I'm gonna say his name," and I'm like, "Well, no, that's
Absolutely
like
not.
we need to like ask his parents, and like you need to go to your BCBA and ask her,
Right.
and if she doesn't know, then you all need to ask his parents how they say it and how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Exactly.
Especially like for responding to name, and you're over here collecting all this data for responding to name. You're
Right.
saying it the whole
The
wrong
baby
way.
name is Shoe and you call something Shaggy. I don't know. But like,
Like what?
it's,
And that hits personal for me.
you know,
Y'all
same.
know
Oh, I
my name all the time.
Same.
It's like,
And
Same.
yeah.
Baby, I've got Aaron, Ariel. Who, where these letters come
Where's the
from?
L?
Janie? Is that Jane?
Like, it's certain things, I'm like, I let it go. I'm
Yeah.
going to like get coffee or something. And they're like, how you spell it? Spell it the best way you can.
Right.
Okay? Because if I spell it, you go call me something different.
Yeah.
So, like, if I know I ain't got to deal with you, I'm probably never going to see you again. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay, cool. And it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
But if I'm working with you,
Yeah.
or I'm going to see you on a regular basis, no. The name is Janae. Get it right.
Period.
Yeah.
I literally got a, not on my team, but literally have a tech ask me my name. So was saying it wrong. I'm like, it's Aria. Well, okay, Aria. I'm never gonna say it wrong again, ever. Very next day. Good morning, Aria. Who? Who's that? You just said you ain't never gonna say it wrong again, but here we are. So, but yeah, that's you know.
So, I mean, those are really my takes on DEI so far. Anything else you want to add to me?
I think a lot of people get stuck on the diversity part, but they forget about the equity and the inclusion. A lot of times, I don't know if I've ever seen this picture, but it's a picture of 3 different kids, and it shows the difference between being equal versus being equitable.
boxes?
The boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Instead of the boxes.
I love that picture because it's so true. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, y'all want equal, and it gives them all equal boxes, but it's like certain kids can't see over the ledge.
Yeah.
But if it's equitable, some people might have a larger box than another person, but they can all see
What they
equally.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's really important that, just like we said in the beginning, people get stuck on that like diversity part. Oh, it's about race, or like, you know, black versus white versus Hispanic versus Asian, versus, you know, who, what, when, where, why, how,
Right.
but we're forgetting about the equitable part. And a lot of people don't understand that the system was built
I was
not
just thinking that.
equitable at all. And
Yeah.
so to get that equity, to you it might seem like, well, that's not fair, they're getting more than I am. But whenever you look at it in the equitable realm, it's like, oh no,
They're not.
they needed more to get equal
Yeah.
with me.
Exactly.
And I always think that people really like forget that part.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
they definitely do.
And then inclusion, just to include everybody, like again, back to the system.
Yeah.
The system wasn't made to include
Right.
everyone.
Because if it was,
and
we
the-
wouldn't have this.
Exactly. An example for inclusion is the ramps for wheelchairs to go up. That's being inclusive, being an
Right.
inclusive business.
Yeah.
Because if you're not inclusive, if somebody with a wheelchair tries to go into your business, they can't.
They can't.
Because you
Yeah.
don't have a ramp.
They make
Imagine-
wheelchair accessible parks. I love that.
Oh, that's
Isn't that the
cool.
cutest
And they
thing?
look cool.
The sleeves,
Cool.
no, look, the
I'm
sleeves,
going.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is being inclusive, that is being equitable.
Because even if it doesn't apply to you, a lot of times people aren't affected by things that they don't have to encounter.
Yeah.
But imagine, first of all, I have horrible upper body strength already. So imagine if I'm in a wheelchair and I'm using all of that strength I have to get places, and I'm coming into your establishment and you don't have the tools
Yeah.
or the setup that's necessary for a person just to make it in the day to day. So yeah.
What is the worst curse word in America right now?
What's my favorite word?
Bitch. Ass,
Motherfucker.
shit.
No,
Big.
DEI.
Oh. Touche.
I feel that.
Touche. I'm gonna give you a
Walk around
star.
with DI.
DEI.
Right? You see how many people clutch their imaginary pearls when you hear that word. Because yeah, that'll ruffle some feathers. It's right up there with shoot, all the things really.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was
I was gonna say one, but I was like,
yeah. That's what I think. We probably would have been right there. I'm like, no, all the things. Just
Yeah.
think it. That's what it is.
So, I mean, that's our kind of take on DEI, our thoughts and the rambles of it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can all go much deeper, but you know, we try not to get our blood pressure high. You know?
No,
We just
seriously.
don't need it there.
Be sure to leave your opinions and questions, comments, concerns in the comments.
Ooh, I want to
And,
add, have a conversation with your coworkers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
See where they're with it.
For sure.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Shaking Shenanigans.
Make sure to give us a like and a subscribe.
tell a friend to tell a friend.
Bye.
Bye.
So, do we want to close it?
Mm-hmm.
How we gonna close it?
I don't know. It's just erase that part about the wheelchair man. Though.